medical costs will not cover all of the bills. So this GoFundMe account will be for Tammy's funeral.
I know I said it was a little bit too serious to get the joke, but come on, bruh. She said the reason why she made the GoFundMe is because triple-sized coffins ain't cheap.
I am the stone that the builder refused. I am the visual, the inspiration.
You too, what it do, man? It is your boy Abdul up next, and I am back with another video today, man. Yes, Sirski. What is the point of faking your death? Let's not waste no time. Join the Discord. It's pinned in the comment section. What is the point in faking your death? 2 girls decided to fake their death, and I'm beyond disappointed in these people. Not only is faking your death entirely corny, it makes no sense. Do you plan to just move to Cuba? You think you Tupac? You not Tupac. He's actually dead. Another thing that I don't really know who these people are. I get it. People feel bad on the internet, but my biggest fear is what if you fake your death and then you find out nobody cares? Not only did they fake their death, they faked their death for attention, but they faked their death for the bag. Oh, they're dead. Donate to the GoFundMe to help me get the funeral costs. There's only one way to see what happens in this video, and it's by actually watching these disappointments. And you already know what happens when you die. You ever notice when people die, they love to be like, they're in such a better place now. Bro, it could be the evilest person in the world. They're like, I know you're watching over us right now, man. Protect me. Watching over? Because everybody ain't making it to heaven. Boy, your ass gonna be looking at God on your way to the heaven stairs. They gonna say, to the back, to the back. And you ain't gonna be able to do what them people be doing when the teachers get mad at them in school and say, but they targeting me. Like the video before we even get started, because if you watch this and see how bad these sisters make you, it's gonna be hard for you to like it. So I'm gonna ask nicely before and subscribe to my other channels while you're at it.
Yesterday, Tammy went into the hospital. She has pneumonia and she can't breathe. I set up a GoFundMe account. If y'all can donate a penny, nickel, dime, I'll be so happy.
So you can fake your death, but you can't walk on a treadmill. Shout out to fat people though. Even though one person sat on me growing up, I'm still mad at him about that. I ain't even gonna lie. That might be the next story time.
When Amy and Tammy Sllayton first began their YouTube journey back in 2014, they were seen by their audience as 2 wholesome sisters who were bravely putting themselves out into the world despite their unconventional appearances. However, only a few short.
All right, man. Unconventional appearances, bro. Pretty much, bro. Why do people always be? Bro, you see how scared people be to get canceled? Their unconventional appearances. Just say it, bro. They look like 00 standing next to each other. It's because they waddle, bro. I'ma tell it to you how it is. It's because they take up 50% of every room that they walk in, bro. Stop lying. Unconventional appearances. He's just trying in the nicest way to say, y'all chopped. Ain't nothing wrong with being chopped, man. It's all about the inside. I hope, because I'm chopped too, so I'm hoping the inside counts at least a little bit.
Years later, that very same audience had grown to hate and despise.
Alright, I know I'm pausing a lot, but y'all know my 600-pound life? If you read what it says, I'm sorry I'm in the way right now. How big was y'all? And no, I don't mean big content creator. Y'all probably was the biggest there too. Sure. They put you on the 1,000th? They said you on the 1,000th pound life. They didn't even say my 600-pound life. They put her on the 1,000 pound. Y'all boys breaking world records. That's a Guinness record.
That very same audience had grown to hate and despise them. The Sllayton sisters would turn their entire audience against them through controversy after controversy, peaking with one of the most ambitious scandals in YouTube history, a GoFundMe for Tammy Sllayton's funeral, who hadn't even died. However, if the audience had simply known more about these 2 sisters prior to the beginning of their channel, each of these controversies could have been easily predicted. For example, back in 2010, Amy would be arrested after shoplifting an $8 book from Walmart.
You got arrested for stealing an $8 book. Her ass was trying to steal a cooking recipe, huh? $8 book is insane, man. At that point, bro, just hold a sign outside. Hold a sign outside and just, you'll probably make that. And them homeless people get money. I seen a homeless person. She had no legs, bro. She told me her story, bro. The only thing I had in my wallet was a $100 bill, bro. I felt so bad I gave it. You could just hold the sign, shorty. I'm fat as hell trying to pay for Ozempic, man. Come through. Shout out to all my fat viewers. I just want y'all to know the only reason why I'm even going this far is because she faked her death and scammed her viewers. They got like Yetis and shit. Like, that shit fire.
Showing that even prior to beginning YouTube, the sisters were prone to both cutting corners and cheating the system. Most of this information would only become public.
Just like if I was ever to get exposed and put in a situation where I was caught scamming, y'all got my okay and say so to pull the black jokes on the net. Boy, that Enderman really thought we couldn't see him, bro. We know what you doing.
At a later date. So when they first began their channel, they were liked. The sisters built an audience through their strong family bond, positive attitude, and ability to laugh at their own shortcomings.
We need to lose weight to become skinny.
We don't care if you don't like us, we're fat and we love it.
They weren't exactly the sharpest tools in the shed, but people appreciated their authenticity.
If I want to say, hey, I'm fat, but don't you call me fat. Why would I want you to call me fat if we're trying to be in a relationship? Come on now, use your brains.
And the fact that they were kind
Yo, we worry about the wrong thing. Build relationships with our health. But we love that though. Then you can't even blame fat people for being fat. Cause like, bro, like fried chicken good as heck. Like, man, I'd get fat too. I've been trying to get fat my whole life. I can't gain weight to save my life, man. That fried chicken hit. Don't even blame you for being fat. I look at a fat person, I'm like, okay, you lazy to go to the gym, I'm lazy to go to the gym. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you like to eat food, I like to eat food. How could I look at you and be mad at you for being fat? Like Popeyes don't hit, my guy. All I'm asking for you to do is put me onto your favorite meals at every restaurant. Because it had to be good. Or she got a ball sack for a chin, gang. Food hitting. Put me on to the meals.
Love when a girl isn't afraid to be herself. I applaud you. Finally,
too.
a real person doing a review. Love it. Keep them coming. I love her so much. She always has such a positive, fun, relaxing vibe. The Sllayton sisters would receive their first big break after posting a video titled Chubby Bunny Challenge, which would go on to gain a view count in the millions. However, when examining the video's thumbnail and dislike ratio, it was pretty obvious that it had gone viral as a result of people watching to laugh at their physical appearances.
Chubby's mine.
I salute this channel for not disabling comments. That takes bravery. I genuinely didn't know it was possible for the human body to lay adipose tissue on the forehead. Anytime I wake up and think I don't really feel like working out today, I just think of this video and it gives me the motivation I need. It was a similar story.
Y'all blitzing her. Of course they ain't missed this challenge. Promise you they missed every other one. You remember the crate challenge where people was walking up the crates? Boy, they had this step 20 feet near that. They did double COVID. Boy, they isolated themselves from that challenge harder than COVID made us isolate in 2020. Has all the pictures and videos we seen of them like the Chubby Bunny Challenge? Because they naturally chubby bunnies.
There's a similar story with videos like Bake With Me and trying new makeup. The thumbnails were sufficiently horrid and laughable to make the videos go viral. However, despite the hate, the hundreds of thousands of views across the videos still brought in others who appreciated the relaxed nature of the channel, growing their fan base further. Oh yes.
So, you telling me, was Ozempic just not a thing back then or something? Cause come on, bro, you got all that money from the videos, like, where's the money going? To more food? We can't even use the money to invest in ourselves, they go to more food, bro. But that's not cool, bro.
To make the videos go viral. However, despite the hate, the hundreds of thousands of views across the videos still brought in others who appreciated the relaxed nature of the channel, growing their fan base further. Oh, you're so cute. Well done on your makeup and ignore all the negative comments.
Period.
She is so sweet. I would let her put makeup on me any day. All the beauty gurus be like, you gotta do it exactly like this, Kay. And this girl is like, it's your makeup, you choose how to do it. And she did pretty good. I'm gonna sub. However, while a growing fan base would generally be seen as a positive for most YouTube channels, for the Sllayton sisters it would end up becoming a negative, as it'd be at around the same time that they begin to reach out to their audience for help in relation to their lack of financial security. For example, after achieving 1,000 subscribers on their channel, the Sllayton sisters would set up their first GoFundMe, requesting that their audience help them buy an Apple MacBook with the goal of increasing the quality of their videos. Now, most of their audience felt as though there was—
Man, is watching, hey, look, I ain't set no GoFundMe. Merch on the way. Clothing brand on the way. If I'm gonna sell y'all something, I'ma at least help y'all. You know what I'm saying? To vice versa. These clothes I'm about to sell, they gonna ask you where you got it from, and you got my full permission to gatekeep the sauce. Because it is sauce. These people right here setting a GoFundMe for a MacBook, man, stop lying. I can't even believe you. You know, it's like giving a crackhead money, bro. You literally look fried right now. You literally look hungry right now. How do I do this? How do I know that you're not going to use this on the wrong things?
Nothing wrong with this proposal. The audience sends a bit of money through, the sisters get a new laptop, and in return the audience gets a higher average video quality, which is seemingly a win-win for both parties. However, on the contrary, some of her viewers felt as though the Sllayton sisters were abusing their power as YouTubers in comments such as, delete this, you are going to lose all your subscribers. You're a pathetic lowlife that needs to get off your ass and get a damn job like the rest of us instead of mooching off of us. You are disgusting. And if I were you, thank God I am not. I couldn't wake up in the mornings. As a response to the hate, Amy would shift the blame from herself, stating that her friend was the one who suggested that she make the GoFundMe.
I do not take money very lightly. The whole MacBook thing was not my idea. It was a friend of mine's idea. I didn't even edit the video or anything. But that video is down.
However, while Amy did receive a bit of hate, the operation would prove to be successful after raising over $833.
bruh.
Showing the Sllayton sisters that it was not only possible, but simple to extract money from their audience through GoFundMe, which would become a vital piece of information for the main scandal to be covered in this video. The other problem that the Sllayton sisters encountered after growing an audience was that they could now be held accountable for the stories that they shared throughout their videos. For example, Amy would upload a video talking about a situation in which she had adopted a German Shepherd rescue dog before leaving it in a camper van on a hot summer's day. Now, Amy would state that the air conditioning was on whilst the dog was inside, and that the camper van was, quote, freezing.
The camper has AC in it, and we only put him in there for like 30 minutes.
What is a camper van? Look, mind you, look, you guys, I know nothing about dogs. The only thing I know to do when I see one is run. So I'm going to be reading the comments. Can you guys please inform me why bro can't chill in here with some AC and a toy? Like, where is the problem with that? I'm not saying that I don't see a problem with that, but I need to know exactly what's wrong with that before I sound stupid.
And who are y'all to judge me?
However, when Amy would then reveal that the dog had gone crazy inside and smashed the air conditioning unit just to get out, her audience assumed that maybe the AC wasn't on and that the dog was going crazy because it had been overheating inside. This theory would be supported further after Amy revealed that the dog had bitten her quite severely after escaping from the camper van, leading her audience to believe that the dog was all riled up after overheat. As a result of the incident, Amy would state that the dog had been put in a 14-day quarantine.
The dog is in 14-day quarantine. He has a week to go.
However, with the bite mark being so severe and Amy taking the dog to the pound, whilst using the wording that the dog was
Dog, you got bit and you still kept up with the dog? I have a friend whose dog went rogue randomly on their mother. Imagine you got a dog, a big dog, and then you had it for your entire life, and then on a random day it just bites your mom on the face and she has to go to the hospital. You telling me I wouldn't even think about being Michael Vick? I'm not Michael Vick, never will be Michael Vick, but I will have Michael Vick thoughts that day. I don't care, I don't lie, I tell only truth.
no longer with her. The audience assumed that Amy had taken the dog to the pound to have it put down, resulting in the popular opinion that Amy was an animal abuser. I can't imagine this woman owning a German Shepherd. Shepherds need tons of activity both physically and mentally. She couldn't even take care of herself, let alone such a strong and intelligent breed.
Now that is true. Maybe the German Shepherd was a good idea, because if you take the dog on a walk, you gotta walk. Yo ass scared of the treadmill. You can't be scared to take the dog on a walk. Maybe that's why she's getting these accusations of mistreating the dog. Man, you gotta take dogs on a walk. Yeah, dogs all cute till they make you get a little bit of cardio. We all know how you feel about cardio, shawty. We all know how I feel about cardio. I'm right there with you.
I'm sorry, but I highly doubt she ran after the German Shepherd. You need to be relatively active to own a dog like a German Shepherd, and you need to be trained to be able to take care of an abused large dog. This sentiment will become even worse when, at a later date, Tammy would upload a video talking about the celebration of her birthday at a gaming arcade, mentioning in passing that she felt sorry for their other dog Little Bit, who had been left in the hot car.
I know you do not got a poster of donuts in the background. All right, bro.
You gotta go.
Whilst they were inside playing games.
I feel bad for a little bit because she sat outside in the hot car while we were having fun. But I did, while we were at getting something to eat, I did get a little bit some ice water. So I thought about her, at least. Amy said I was going to get her some water.
What a selfish, disgusting bunch of people these three are. Poor, poor little dog. I'm surprised Little Bit is still alive. These events did a pretty good job of destroying the Sllayton sisters' reputation. However, as you might assume, it was only going to get worse from there on out, as Amy would find herself in yet another controversy after going on a date with a 19-year-old autistic kid at a local McDonald's.
Everybody need love. I'm autistic. Videos on YouTube to prove it. I took the autism test. Everybody need love, bro. You're not supposed to laugh at that. If you laughed at that, hey man, you heard what I said at the beginning of the video, bro. Hey, we all not going, bro. Yes, she took a 19-year-old autistic kid to McDonald's. Nothing's funny about that. Shout out to my people with autism, man.
Y'all know that I had the worst night ever Friday, and it was a horrible night. It started off good. We met each other. Well, it wasn't the first time we met. Don't think that. I'm not that type of person.
As mentioned, in the beginning the date seemed to have been going well, to the extent that Amy and her date decided to book a hotel so they could go and get frisky together, at which point things would start to head in a negative direction.
And then we went to a hotel room. I finally got up and started loving on him. I was trying to give him a hickey because he was a virgin and he never had a hickey before. So I was giving him a hickey and he was like, quit biting me. And I'm like, I'm not biting you. And he was like, yeah, you are. So I bit him.
After biting her date,
Oh my god. She even tried to eat the autistic boy. This is crazy. He said, stop biting me. He thought you were trying to eat him. Oh my God.
And assumably scaring him off during the intimate moment, he would take to Facebook, posting a status written in an ancient hillbilly dialect, which will receive a response from Amy about the site.
Oh, we got drama. Oh, he actually responded. I told this B word, I don't like biting. What does she do? Continues. I said, stop. All that psychotic. If I don't say I love you back, I don't love you. Especially if you keep saying it over and over again. I hate that. Okay, Toxic King. What the heck you feeling like today? Future? That boy feel like, what, Future must be autistic too then. F you, Jerry, with your small meat. No, she ain't talking about people with small meats. I let you slide with the scams. I let you slide with the leaving the dog. I let you slide with the autistic date. Watch yourself. Keep talking about people with small meats. No more Mr. Nice Guy.
Penis. Following this, Amy would go on to upload her video discussing the night, where she would completely dox the guy in the comment section with his Facebook page and telephone number, after which he would be harassed by Amy's YouTube audience.
Wow.
In somewhat of a hilarious act of karma, Amy would then go on to get into another relationship, which would ultimately end in separation after Amy's YouTube audience decided to get involved.
I hope y'all guys are happy. David just broke up with me because everybody was harassing him. Now y'all see why I don't tell people who I'm dating, because y'all bully and harass him. And then he does.
I feel so bad in that case. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all gotta stop ruining relationships, man. And plus, man, she pulling more than me. That boy must have been in a drought. Look at his head. Look at his head. He was in a drought. He was in a drought, man. We all find ourselves in a drought, and it gets like this sometimes, brother. He not even sure if he want to do this little YouTube thing. Please spare me. I can see it in his head right now. You already look like an egghead. If you already look like Humpty Dumpty, your hairline start right here, bro. I wouldn't care about my digital footprint either, man. I gotta go out with a bang.
It would ironically mark the beginning of what would be many financial controversies, beginning when their audience discovered that the sisters had been receiving government assistance in a video titled Amy's Toxoplasmosis. Amy would explain that as a result of being legally blind, she had been receiving social security payments.
I'm not on disability for my weight. I'm on disability because of my eyesight.
It would then be revealed later that Tammy was also receiving disability payments for her morbid obesity, which would result in backlash from her audience, stating that they were rorting the system by receiving money from both the government and their job as YouTubers. In addition to receiving money from these two sources, they also began to make money from selling merch.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. These stickers are snapping. This is a funny sticker. I definitely would have copped a sticker with your face on it and the double chin, no cap.
Many would claim that this was also a scam. The merch site was suspicious from the very beginning and read as follows. If you purchase Tammy's merch, you'll be added to a private group chat with Tammy. To purchase, head over to the donate section and donate the appropriate amount, $35 for t-shirts, $50 for hoodies, then...
So pretty much you said if you buy my merch, you can come to a group chat with me? Bro, you got all this time to think about all these scam methods. You ain't thought about the gym, though? Damn! I can't even save you. You ain't even thought about the gym yet. You thought about every scam method. Like this punch me dead.
Donate section and donate the appropriate amount, $35 for t-shirts, $50 for hoodies, then head to the contact section and email us with the email you used to make the purchase. The reason that the Sllayton sisters requested for purchasers to donate the appropriate amount became pretty obvious. They're definitely scamming the tax system and sliding money to Tammy so she can stay on disability from what it seems. I support a good side hustle, but this one is super shady. What the hell kind of sketchy ass website is this? I just donate my money and hope to God I get something in return? No tracking or proof of purchase? Refunds? No thank you. This feels like a way to scam the IRS somehow. I didn't sell anything, people donated. It got worse when fans would come to realize that the sisters hadn't been paying the artists who had completed the designs for the merch. A representative for Tammy would take to Instagram stating, all people who make artwork don't ask to get paid, but to simply get a follow or notice by Tammy. Most of the artwork on the website right now was designed by @blank, our website designer, and @blank again. However, apparently this wasn't the arrangement made with the artists. In an article written about the scam by Showbiz Cheat Sheet, it was mentioned that at least one artist has claimed they requested their art not be used without payment and have since been blocked and have had their artwork misattributed to someone else. This artist would take to Instagram in a post reading, I wasn't being unfair at all, just saying how my artwork is being passed off as someone else's when I spent time doing it and I've now been blocked, yet my design is still up on your website, not really fair at all. All I want to
Hey, free my artists, man. I know a lot of y'all know how to draw and chase your career, bro. I be seeing the people who draw me, and I be mad when people know how to draw but don't chase their dreams, bro. Bro, if you don't go out there and take that full throttle.
It was credit for it, that's all. As a result of this scandal, Tammy's TikTok with over 1 million followers, on which she had promoted her merch, will be permanently banned. However, this still doesn't make it the most notorious controversy in the Sllayton sisters' history, bringing—
You mean to tell me you did all of these things and we still haven't got to the fact that you died yet? That you fake your death? Or she let it, dead ass was just waking up every day like, man, this like taking money from a baby. Boy, man, she ain't feel bad one bit. She took y'all money. And then you know what she did? When she eating her food, she like, man, I might scam him again. Oh boy. You want to tell me, is this good to eat some? Is that easy? And I get some biscuits with gravy? I got something for you, shorty.
Taking us to the infamous funeral scam. It began when Tammy, who was the heavier of the two sisters, fell over in the bathroom before waking up the following day without the ability to breathe.
I woke up and I couldn't breathe. Like bad. Like I really couldn't breathe.
And after being rushed to hospital, it will be discovered that Tammy had contracted pneumonia.
I went to the hospital and the ambulance. Took x-rays and a couple hours went by and they told me I had pneumonia and I was going to have to stay in the hospital.
Whilst in the hospital, Tammy's condition would worsen, leading her to pass out for 3.5 weeks whilst on life support, during which Amy would begin the GoFundMe. Now, to Amy's credit, it probably was pretty scary having your overweight, unhealthy sister on life support for 3 weeks.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I don't even blame y'all. It's kind of making sense, bro. They would have been able to... I ain't gonna lie. At the beginning of the video, I was like, boy who cried wolf. We laughing? Nah, I wouldn't be laughing, bro. She could fake her death 7 times. I believe it, bro. When you built like Dave Blunt's, when you making like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta listen and be like, yeah, I feel bad. Every time you tell me it's over, I'ma believe it's over. Does it look like it's over? You know what I'm saying? It always looked like it's over. So if it's over, I believe.
However, to begin planning for the funeral before she had even died was almost comically pessimistic, which would become even funny when Amy stated that the money was to fund Tammy's triple-size extra-large coffin.
With Tammy being so big, if something does happen, her coffin is gonna cost them more because they have to triple the size of the coffin.
Whilst mentioning that Tammy—
Nah, I ain't even gonna lie. I still don't blame her. It's been 3 weeks. Death, I ain't gonna lie, bro. When you go through something like this, bro, it do seem like a little serious cause right now. They sold me.
Tammy was on a medical card. However, the amount of money it provided would not be enough to cover the funeral.
She is on a medical card. The medical cards will not cover all of the bills. So this GoFundMe account will be for Tammy's funeral if she dies. So please find it in your heart to donate.
The GoFundMe—
On me, I would have donated. I know I said it was a little bit too serious to get the joke, but come on, bruh. She said the reason why she made the GoFundMe is because triple-sized coffins ain't cheap. You know how when somebody died, they put flowers? I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna read the comments. I hope y'all can see where I was going with there. Let me know what y'all think I was gonna say.
itself, which would raise a total of $818, read, "This fund is for if anything was to happen to her, will go to her funeral. If she makes it through this, the money will stay there or go to her hospital bills that insurance won't pay. I won't ask, but I don't know what else to do. Please help us, even if it's cents. Thank you and may God bless
I got
you."
a heart,
Now,
bro.
if
I
Amy
feel
had
so
approached the
bad.
situation from the angle of we're just doing this to cover the hospital bills and left it at that, there probably wouldn't have even been any backlash. However, since she had put so much weight on the possibility of death and people had donated assuming that she was going to die, when she would return to the videos a few weeks later laughing, joking and eating junk food as if nothing had ever happened, obviously the audience and those who had donated weren't all that happy, judging from the 85% dislike rate.
What y'all think so far? Bro, I can't believe this. I don't know who to side with, bro. Man, if you feel like you about to lose your family member, that's something I can't, like, be mad at you for it, bro. So far, like, I feel like she should have been like, if she lives, bro, this gotta go to hospital bills too. I'm not gonna lie. I would have donated. Even knowing after that, seeing her in the video, I would have donated. I can't lie. Especially if I liked watching them.
On the original We Need Your Help video. It also didn't help that in a different video, Amy would reiterate that the money wasn't going to be spent on anything besides the funeral.
We won't be spending it on anything but the funeral. I just wanted to clarify that. Or I'm going to take it up to the funeral home where it can build interest. I probably will take it to the funeral home and let it build interest. So if something does happen, we have that.
Only thing that kind of threw me off is the fact that she was eating junk food after. Boy, I go to the hospital one time. If I go to the hospital one time, boy, I'm going to turn into a star-spangled banner. I don't even know what that means, boy. I'm going to turn to a star-spangled banger. But I would have went from looking like I'm Dave Blunt to looking like I'm an Olympian. I'd be too scared.
So when it was confirmed that there was no funeral, a new question had been created. Where had the money gone? Amy would state that she had transferred the money to her mother to pay for Tammy's medical bills.
The money that y'all donated for Tammy when she was in the hospital, I gave it to my mother, who paid bills with Tammy's.
She's so close to the camera, like this is just genuinely funny.
Regardless if that's what she used the money for or not, that's what I did with it. I gave it to my mother, who paid bills.
However, when her audience would ask her to prove it, she'd state that it was her mother's responsibility to provide the receipts.
My mom is trying to find the receipts, but if she can't find them, that's on mom.
So you gonna send your mom to get canceled? Oh nah, you a snake and shorty.
Then in another video stating that the receipts had been thrown out completely.
I know I've been wrong. I should not throw receipts away. But in my head, I wasn't thinking, well,
what?
These receipts might come to bite me in the ass.
That's cap. That's cap though. Hospital bills, you don't throw those away. Them joints come in the mail. Them joints come in the mail in a nice little slip of paper where you need to keep those to call the number, handle some business.
You know, I wasn't thinking that. It was a simple mistake.
However, if the GoFundMe had been done online, then surely she was using internet banking. Why couldn't she provide a screenshot of the bank transfer to her mother? Medical bill receipts don't seem like something that you just throw away. It was suspicious that she was unable to provide any evidence for the money going towards the hospital stay, especially when her audience would notice that she also happened to buy a new laptop and a new camper right after the GoFundMe had concluded. At a later date, Tammy would go on to state that Amy's GoFundMe made her angry as she felt as though she didn't need help.
And when I found out Amy did the whole GoFundMe thing, believe me, I was mad. Cause for one, I knew I wasn't gonna die. And two, I didn't want help. I, not the person, want to ask for help.
The most interesting...
She knew she wasn't gonna die. Alhamdulillah. One thing we don't do is wish death, bro. Death ain't nothing to play with, bro. Seriously. Value the people you love.
Part about the whole ordeal is that while most disgraced YouTubers simply fade into obscurity as the years go by, the Sllayton sisters have managed to remain relevant after rolling their public image into a TLC show titled 1000 Pound Sisters, on which Amy has since lost over 100 pounds, has gotten married, had a baby, and is looking healthy compared to her early days on YouTube. Unfortunately, the same can't be said for Tammy, whose continual weight gain underpins much of the show's entertainment factor. The show just had its third season with well over 1 million viewers per episode.
I hope she's good, man. This is hard to put my finger on, you guys. So I want y'all to tell me in the comments right now, the video's not over. It's discussion time. Think about it like this, right? She was scared that her sister was going to die. 3 weeks is a long time. A lot of y'all will be acting the same, and I know good and well I'll be scared. I don't know what they've been doing with their YouTube money, but I'm gonna go negative for my family, and I hope you do too. When she come back, you do gotta pay hospital bills. We do know how insurance be. If you didn't know, look at Luigi Mannion. The reason why he did it is because the healthcare literally never helps people who's actually in need, and they just feed the rich. That's messed up. There's people out there who lose their life, and healthcare doesn't go out their way to help because they don't fit requirements. Even if you do live, and if you do live, I'm happy that you lived, and I'm glad that you lived, and I'm for sure. I don't know, y'all. I don't know if I have such a I don't know. I know good and well if I worked my hard-earned money and I donated my money to a funeral and I lied, I'd feel away. I definitely would feel away. Hard-earned money, man, these people work censor jobs. Are we forgetting that people actually censor work, censor jobs? So in the comments, y'all tell me exactly how you feel about this and if they're necessarily scammers. Now, they done pulled off all the scams and they were like smoking cigs, and you take up the whole screen by doing this. And mind you, this is a pretty big screen. I can't fit the entire screen if I wanted to. So yeah, shout out to these 4 people right here. If you ain't know, 4 people get a shout out at the end of every video, and you can get a shout out too. If you want a shout out, like the video, let me know you liked it in the comment section, man. If you're subscribed to my other channels, and you let me know when you also tell me that you like it, you skip the line. I have another channel called Dooley Chamberlain and another channel called More Abdul Up Next. Join my Discord because we need to populate my Discord with some positive, nice, good people. Discord pretty edgy right now. All of them think they me, trying to roast and be toxic. You not me, boy. Everybody in my Discord know I give them a little nugget. Anywho, man, it's your boy Abdul Up Next. I haven't went to bed yet. It's 8:53 in the morning. There's genuinely something wrong with me. I'm probably gonna upload this when I wake up, and you'll see the time that it is when I upload it, and you'll know your boy Dooley has a problem. If I go a day without uploading, it's because I desperately need to get my sleeping schedule together because it's looking pretty bad for me.